Hello everyone, how is it going? This is Manoplastic here, finally back with another video. I think you just heard my shoulder pop. It has been a little over, I think, 3 weeks now since I posted that Vegeta video. A lot has happened. Finally have a job, which is very exciting. Finally, I get to collect just like a little bit more. And, it's nice. It's nice having a job. But well, we're back. Today we're going to be reviewing the Dimensiona. I think it's Dimensiona. Yeah, that should be correct. Goku Black. But for starters, how's everyone doing? Hope you guys have had, everything's been alright for you guys so far. Yeah, there's been a bit of a pause between like each video that I've uploaded. It's solely because, and this is bothering me. There we go. It's solely because I do have a couple things that I haven't yet to review now. I have the Beast Gohan head sculpt, better late than never, I guess, because I am waiting for the LS Studio Beast Gohan, because I don't have a Gohan body, because I sold my Beast Gohan off, as you may know, a while ago to get that LS one, and it never came out so far. Apparently it has been on pause, but it will still release, I think, a little later. So hopefully that comes to fruition, because I really do want that Beast Gohan, so I can also review the heads. I do also have now the Black Hole Toys Majin Vegeta. That review will be up, I think, after 1 or 2 videos. I plan to do this video. I plan to do a comparison between vitoforge and this one. And I believe, yes, and for the Black Hole Toys Majin Vegeta, I will be doing the review for the recustom Ultra Ego head. I think it's version A. So it's the matte haired with the very like pinkish magenta color, or like, yeah, I think it's like the pinkish magenta color, or reddish. I mean, as opposed to the purple one. So look forward to that. But yeah, guys. We are finally back, and yeah, so I've heard really good things about this guy specifically here. You do get a lot. It comes in 3 different boxes, and the boxes are really big for my hand for reference. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the boxes. Okay, and here we are inside 2 of the boxes that come with the entire package. This is the box, the little pink one with the faces, and this is the biggest one that says KT Studio, which is all the accessories and everything aside from the body. So with this guy, you actually get a lot of stuff, and mind you, I will kind of keep the. Actually, no, I'll bring up the price right now. This guy, I got him for around $67. Let's say like mid 60s is like the average. When I got him, he has shot up in price again, but again, keep in mind that that's not really so much the fault of the company or like the studio that makes these. It's more so some stores just tend to mark up the price really fast, especially when there's something in demand. So again, that does suck, because I think probably now you'd most likely find him closer to like 90, which is way too, like, just a massive markup for no reason. But keep in mind, it's not necessarily what the Aliexpress, it's not necessarily what the companies that make these figures would necessarily charge for them. Because keep in mind, mine was $67. So I think it's actually an incredibly good price, especially for what you get. You get 3 different boxes. You get, 12 faces. You get 2 scythes. You get that effect piece right there. That's actually really cool. You get 2 head sculpts. You get, like 15 hands? 17 with the fists, if I'm not mistaken. You get 9, 4, 13, 14, 15. 15. You get 15 hands. So that is a lot. That is a lot of accessories. That is a lot of value. And I do believe that that is a very fair price. But we'll go through these 2 boxes and then bring out the other one, which is the body, and everything comes with that. So let's take a glance here. So as you can see, it comes with 12 faces. There is not a whole lot of variety between both. They're pretty much shared. As you can see, there's yelling, there's smirking to to his left side, smirking to the right. There's grinning looking down. These 2. There's this one and this one are shared, except the rosé one has blood coming out of the of the right side of his mouth, along with, I guess you can say, like, I wouldn't exactly know how to describe, like, an open grin, I think. Oh, sorry, I moved the camera there for a bit. I think that's what it'd be classified as. And I will say, the faces are not really entirely accurate to Super, because, you know, Dragon Ball Super is the part of the franchise that has Goku Black. So stylistically, I've heard like a ton of complaints. And to be fair, it is valid, but I think that's more so in personal taste. Because I will say, so far the accessories, just to give away a little bit from the next video, the accessories are honestly, I would say, much better than the vitoforge. That's all I'll say for now, but I'll leave the rest for that in the comparison video. Now, let's go ahead and go over all this stuff. As you can see, you get a ton of stuff. You get two different sides. You get this one, which is, I'm assuming, just like static, like he's just holding it. And then this one, which I believe he's just swinging around, which is probably why it has so much movement on the blade. These look really good. Again, that's for the comparison video. But to bring up that same vitoforge Goku Black, the side that came with that one, it was just not good. It's flimsy. It feels like a very, not tacky, but it feels almost like the consistency of a gummy, like a very hard, stale gummy. And I personally didn't like them. Now, I think it looks cool. I think it does look really cool, actually. I would have liked it, yes, if it was more pink. But this is just, honestly, this is just better in every way. The design is not as cluttered. Could it have had a little bit of texture? I think so. But that's not a big deal. Honestly, I prefer this one. Especially the color. Oh my god. This is absolutely beautiful. I like how clear it is. You can practically see almost anything. Which was the camera? Yeah, you can see through this really well. And I really like that. And then this is where he is pulling the scythe out of his hand, where he's shoving his keyblade into his left hand with the rose head sculpt. I mean, turn the light. There we go. Get the rose head sculpt, which looks very nice, as a matter of fact. And you get an extra bang. If I can get this out of here. There we go. You get an extra bang, which is kind of like the comparison. I think this one is almost, it has like the full power bang, and this one doesn't. I'm not entirely sure if that's something that actually happens in the manga, because in the anime, I'm pretty sure he's just having like the full power bang, pretty much. But it looks good. And here we have the base form head, which looks very good. Actually, very much. I think this is probably the best Goku hair. And just pretty much any of them, really. Here we have the hands. I will say, it does kind of suck. We got, like, technically 1.0, 2.0 hands, where they're kind of like, the fingers are really rounded. However, I have noticed that if I'm not mistaken, most of these are actually originally sculpted. They were just... I think they're probably more so just modified from those original hands, which is not necessarily the worst thing ever, but it does kind of bring it down a little bit. Like, they could have just, you know, made new hands, and they are missing the karate chop hands that Goku Black uses all the time, because as you may have noticed, it does not actually come with a blade. This has this for the ball peg on the wrist to attach. So, you know, not coming with a keyblade, it does kind of suck, but they do make up for it in the accessories. And now let's cut to the last box. Actually, no, I don't need to cut. Let me just bring it up. I'm going to move this out of the way. And here comes the last box of accessories, which is the body and everything else in there. So here we have the body, crossed arms, the flowy skirt piece, or like the windy skirt piece, and two copyright infringement accessories, I guess. I do think that it would have been cool if they maybe just at least added the head. Like, this would have been fine, and just did the karate chopped hand to something else. But, you know, for what you get, you can't really complain too much because you do still get a ton of stuff. And again, bring up the vitoforge Goku, you do get a lot more than in that one. But yeah, that was all for the accessories. Let's go ahead, put them together, and let's stand him right in the middle. Okay, guys, and here he is completely put together, like rose hair, everything fist. And I've got to say, I will get into the complaints people have about this guy a little later, but he looks absolutely amazing. Like, actually, the figure itself is looking so clean. I know some people I think have said like, oh, the matte finish is not super great. I think mine is surprisingly pretty matte. Like the way the light reflects off, like for example, the top part of the gi isn't like super bright. I think mine was matte enough. I do know some people's though, their matte finish is not the greatest. I think that's just maybe just like one of those things. It's just like not all of them are even, which kind of sucks, but it's not the biggest deal ever, realistically speaking. But so, here we have him. I mean, there we go. And he looks absolutely amazing. Wow. I have already pulled him out of the box and put him together. To be fair though, it's just mostly for QC testing. Make sure the joints work, you know, and nothing is wrong with him. And luckily, he's just good. Okay, but without further ado, let's actually get into the articulation. So, head, of course, swivel. Back is not bad, but the neck just pop up like that. It's not bad. It could have been a little better though. Down is really good, like really good. Arms, articulation, as high as it can go. It's the shoulders. Not bad. With the sleeves, actually not bad. And of course, we have...
Oh, fuck.
Oop. And it popped out. Okay, so it's not really... It wasn't really an issue. I just happened to move the shoulder in the worst way possible. Where I was moving the sleeve, but I was also not rotating the shoulder joint inside. I was more so just like tugging it. So that's on me. That's on me. It's not a problem with the figure, because if I go ahead and do that now, I'm not gonna have an issue. Yeah, that was just on me. Okay, now 360 rotation. Make sure I fix the shoulder. Again, 360 rotation. Then we have, of course, bicep swivel. Very smooth, very smooth. Nothing feels overly tight. Nothing feels overly loose. Yeah, pretty good. Then got double jointed elbows on both. Oop. So shaking. There we go. Double jointed elbows. You know, the wrist pegs. Then for the torso, I've heard this is a main point of contention for most people, is the torso is... Okay, it's not the worst thing ever, but yes, it could have... I think even with the full gi, I think the vitoforge Goku has a little more crunch. We'll have to test that in the comparison video, but it's not bad. It really is not bad. Now back... Actually, not bad. It's pretty good. Oh, there's a little bit of paint rub going on right there. Is it paint rub? Or is it just... I think it's just the tiniest bit of paint rub from the... Is it? Yes, okay. Yeah, it's just the tiniest bit of paint rub from coming from here from like the sash area of the skirt. Because the sash area is painted. It is painted. It's not actually like two separate pieces of plastic. It is painted. Which is okay. You know, it could be kind of an issue if it becomes an actual problem. Okay, torso articulation, and then we have the skirt. The skirt is soft enough, which should leave us with pretty decent leg articulation, I'd say. So let's test that. Let's see, leg as much as it goes, as much as it goes. Okay, okay, not bad, not bad. Other one, of course. Okay. To the splits. Okay, as far as it'll go. Okay, almost the full splits, pretty much. Back, of course not back, because this. Oh, wait a second. This is soft. So okay, yeah, you did get a little bit of back. That's good. That's good. I did not know this was a soft rubber piece. Okay, which is good. I like that. So many official figures have a hard crotch piece for some reason. I don't know if the Games Begin Goku has one. I can't remember. I don't think so. But that would become very limiting for the legs. But that's good. That's good. And then we have... I'll talk about that later. We have the knees, which gets... Yeah, definitely past 90. Can almost kick his own ass. Almost there. So leg articulation is pretty good. Yeah. And then we have... This one does, in fact, unlike the vitoforge, have the legendary Super Saiyan ball pegs in the ankles. So you can do forward for more back. You can do back for more forward, which is not too much forward because the boot is in the way. Again, forward, more back, back, more forward. But it's not bad. And the toe hinge is a little loose. I think toe hinges are always pretty much loose most of the time because it's just like a very weak joint. So it'll get pretty loose, I think. So now that we're done with the articulation, let's put them right there. Let's talk about this Dimensiona Goku Black. So, as previously stated, I got this guy for $67. Let me make him look up a little bit. Look at the camera. There we go. I got this guy for $67. It is worth it. Now, let's talk about any potential problems that this guy could have. Again, QC-wise, there are no problems. Like, not a single issue for my copy, at least. I know Nostalgia Unbox on YouTube has had, I think, problem with the faces. And I'm not entirely too sure what else. I think maybe some joints. But I think overall, this figure tends to have incredibly good QC. I mean, the vitoforge whenever that came out, that was terrible, absolutely terrible. It took a reissue to be able to fix all of that, and I think the reissue is barely shipping out now. I will say, the style, the concern with the style of this guy, I get it, but at the same time, I think, in my personal opinion, he is a lot more eye-catching than vitoforge Goku Black. Which, for some people think it's a good thing, some people think it's a bad thing, because it's not necessarily super accurate. However, I think the more I play with this figure, the more I interact with it, the more I mess around with him. I think, honestly, this might be my favorite of the two. I like vitoforge Goku Black. I defended it when it came out a little bit, but I could still not... The QC problem was it was terrible. The situation with the QC was absolutely terrible. I think they did a really bad job. Again, it should not take a reissue for a figure to have good QC. Bandai has done that several times. But honestly, yes, I do think this is the better of the two. You get more accessories. You get... range-wise, I guess, for the movement, I think is honestly not too far off. The only thing I have seen people doing is removing the ab piece of the torso. So it's kind of like the Daima Goku, where they remove the ab piece to get more torso crunch and back. Which I think I'll probably do, maybe. We'll see about that. But honestly, I think this guy is definitely worth it. What I'll try to do is give this guy a rating. I'll try to give like every figure a rating. So I say 1 for not recommend, 10 for recommend. I'd say this guy is honestly a pretty solid 8.5. I think the only thing that does bother me that I will agree with is the skirt piece and the gi should have been softer and not as thick. However, I don't think that's the biggest issue ever. That's more of just like it's more of a nitpick, if anything. Because this figure, again, the value is there, the aesthetic is there, the movement is honestly pretty much there. So would I recommend you guys get this figure? Yes. It's honestly, it's a pretty close, just definitely, to be honest. Style-wise, again, I understand, but I do find myself gravitating more towards this figure every single time I look at it rather than the vitoforge. It definitely should have come with a keyblade though. That's 100% for sure. So, I will be adding links in the description. I got this guy again for $67. It's definitely worth it at that price point right now. I do believe there's a sale going on and it ends July 8th. This video is being uploaded on what? Oh, actually, I'm not sure when I'll upload it. Maybe later today on the 5th. But if not, a little later. And hopefully the coupons and everything are still valid by that time. So you guys can get, quite a bit of, shave off quite a bit of the price off. But yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Please like, subscribe. Thank you guys for sticking around. I really appreciate it. We reached 300 followers on Instagram, so thank you. I do appreciate that. Can we get to 200 subscribers anytime soon on YouTube? That would be pretty cool. But again, thank you guys. I appreciate all of y'all. And again, I do recommend this figure. It's very solid, very good. And I'll see you guys later.
Boo. Take this. Take a gander at what true rage looks like. Go ahead, do not be frightened. Make me bleed. What a disgrace. All that power for a mere drop of blood. Do you really think you can best me? You are but a pale imitation.